In this video, I'm going to show you how to paint the frames for our limited edition kits. Now, both these framing kits have the same design but use different colours, so I'll first show you the colours. So that first jar is the varnish, and then for the frame for the bird court, you've got the light yellow, you've got an orange, then you've got larger jars of the bright turquoise and the dark green blue background. For our fisherman, we have also another jar of the varnish, and that's our sort of gloss lacquer for the frame. And then you've got small jars of a light blue for the central line, red for the dots. You've got a green for the triangles, and that will also be used for the slip. And then you've got, again, the dark green. Now let me just show you that in more detail. So in both kits, you actually use the same dark green. So that dark green we're using for our background, and they only look slightly different in these two frames because one is varnished and one's not yet varnished. So for the bird court, you've got the bright blue, which we use for the slip and then for these diamond shapes. In the catch, we instead use this Mr. Mo olive green, and do bear in mind that your frame will have a slip, which should also be painted in that same colour. Then we've got our bright yellow in the bird court, or the blue, which is this central line that goes down the centre of the diamonds. And then for the catch, you've got a red, which is your dots, or an orange for the bird court, which is the dots. So let's get into the painting. So I've just got another frame that's base coated. Note it's not the same width of surround here, but it's exactly the same colour. And so I'm going to use this to show the decorative painting. So what we're going to do is we're starting with our green of our triangles, and I'm just going to use all the colours here for the bird court just as an example, but you'll use exactly the same method for the catch. So first I just start painting diamonds, and I'm really not going to worry too much about how neat these are. When we add our other lines, we end up making the whole thing look a lot neater. So all you want to do is try just to get a slightly consistent shape. But you can see here I'm just putting in my triangles. Or diamonds, should I say. So I'm going to do these diamonds the whole way down the edge of the shape. And as you get closer to the corners, you'll start to be able to just adjust the length of the triangles in order to make it fit. Now you note I haven't joined them up in the corner. I've just left a gap because my central line will connect the two. So I'm filling them in, and I'm not worrying at this stage about how thick the paint is, because once it dries, as you can see it dry here, it gets more opaque. So I wait till it's dried, and then I go in and cover over any areas that need a second coat. But do wait for it to dry before doing that, or else you'll put way too much paint on. So next I'm going to get my bright yellow, and this is what I'm going to use for the central line. So in my catch, that would be the blue. And you see here, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint a line down, and I do it nice and slowly, laying on the paint nice and thick. If you want to be more precise here, you can use masking tape to mask up a straight line. I don't think it's necessary. I think as long as you apply the paint slowly and thick, you will create a lovely thick line. So you can see I'm doing that, and I'm just joining the two in the corner. So I do that, and then when I finish, again, make sure you allow it to dry before doing any touching up, because it will look more opaque once it's fully dry. So then the next step is just to go in and add our dots. So I'm doing this with my orange here, and my top tip for doing dots is use the reverse side of your paintbrush. So use your end of your paintbrush to do this. So all I'm going in using the reverse of the paintbrush to add my dots. Now, if you want more tips, you want more advice on how to do decorative painting, do look at our decorative painting course, which covers things in more detail. But this is just showing you how to layer up the paints you have to create the design. Now I let that fully dry, and then I'll go in and varnish. Apply your varnish thin, because any thick patches will result in kind of opaque clumps. So you want to apply the varnish nice and thin. You see I'm spreading it out as best I can across the whole piece here. And so that is how you layer up the design. And as I said, if you want a lot more tips about decorative painting, how to get your paint the right consistency, take a look at our framing course. But this shows you everything you need to create these two frame designs for the bird court and for the catch. So hope you enjoy these, and I can't wait to see photos.